a plan for learning. Curriculum philosophy helps us understand why we teach what we teach, why we teach what we teach, and how we teach it. It guides the goals, content, and methods of learning. When teachers understand the philosophy behind the curriculum, they can teach effectively and meet students' needs. Today, we will explore the philosophy of curriculum and its importance in education. In one hand, we just summarize or classify the four core pillars of the philosophy of the curriculum. We can summarize it in just one hand. Here we have number one, national identity, culture integration. The curriculum aims to make students global citizens. What do we mean by global citizen? To go beyond school limits and look towards new horizons of self-improvement, meeting the demands of global developments and challenges, and being rooted to his culture and heritage. By achieving English proficiency for international opportunities, while ensuring they remain deeply rooted in their rich Egyptian identity and cultural heritage. Number two, skills-based contextual learning, teaching grammar and vocabulary through real-life scenarios. Number three, the scaffolded approach. The philosophy moves from guided to independent. Number four, critical thinking over memorization, move towards higher order thinking. And then number five, multimodal literacy and holistic skills. The textbook features visual and themes and a focus on all four skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Here we have the curriculum's philosophy in applied in practice. Integration of Egyptian identity. Well, national pride. The curriculum highlights the Egyptian has proudly practiced or participated in the modern Olympics since 1912, winning medals in weightlifting, wrestling, and judo. We have here sports events. In each lesson, we'll start the phrase with "before you start." It's just like a warming up for students to bring back their prior knowledge or information in order to link it with the new ideas. Here we have two questions before reading, and then students sitting and reading about a global Olympics around the world, the globals in America, Europe, Australia, and so on. Then here mentioned that Egypt has proudly joined the modern Olympics since 1912 and has won medals in weightlifting, wrestling, and judo. And at the end of this reading, we should know that every reading in our curriculum has a message. The Olympics spirit reminds us that sport can bring people from different countries, culture, and language together in peace. Okay. Now, to make a linkage between the old and the modern, the curriculum introduced role models, and we have all role models in our society in many fields. In medicine, Dr. Magdi Yaqub; in sport, Mo Salah; in every field, in literature, Naguib Mahfouz, Taha Hussein. So here the curriculum introduced another role model. Muhammad Rashwan is a judo player who attended a championship in 1984, and he teach the students an important lesson. Refused to exploit his opponent. His opponent was Japanese, so he refused to exploit his opponent injury, he said that how you win matters more than if you win. Being a champion isn't about being tougher, but about being fairer. So he gained a global respect. His story so powerful. It is taught in Japanese schools as a model of ethics. And for students, why we mention this role model for students in our curriculum? For students, he shows students that Egyptian value can set global standard for everyone, and also builds values for students, teaches them honesty, fair play, and respect. As a role model for students, shows students that success it stands behind a good character, not only winning. And also this his story motivate and encourage students to do the right things even with it hard, and it strengthen their citizenship. As a life lesson, students can understand that respect more important than rewards. Here we have so the phrase before you start, think and discuss in pairs. Why we use think and discuss in pairs in this opening of the lesson? Discuss in pairs. What means why by think and discuss in pairs? Why in pairs, not in groups? Yes, in pairs because increase participation, especially for shy students. Develop speaking, listening, and critical thinking skills. Builds confidence before whole class discussion. Encourages cooperation and respect for others' opinions. Then we move to the listening. Now, well, we all watched two great events in the social media and TV. One of them is the Royal Parade or the Golden Parade, and the other is the opening of the gem. The gem is the abbreviation of Grand Egyptian Museum. These great two events, it's like a linkage between, as I said before, between old and modern. So the unit's cover features seamless visual blend of ancient Egyptian archers on a stone pillars transitioning into modern Egyptian athletes on track. Okay. We have here culture context, focus on the Pharaoh's Golden Parade, a modern event celebrating ancient history, highlights the Grand Egyptian Museum gem as a symbol of national pride. Okay. We have here the Royal Parade or the Golden Parade. Also, before you start, think and discuss in pairs. Two questions for warming up. Then we move to the reading text, and also included with a message. People across the world watched the event live on television and online. The parade was not just a ceremony, it was a message to the world that Egypt has preserved its history with pride and must continue protecting its priceless heritage for future generations. So the word here, preserve. So this word teaches students how to preserve our heritage, how to keep our statues without any touch, because this heritage is priceless and precious for us. And also we have here discovering the Grand Egyptian Museum before you start, to warming up questions, then conclude the reading with a message. More than just a museum, the Grand Egyptian Museum is a symbol of national pride. It celebrates Egypt's unique heritage while welcoming the world to experience the wonder of its civilization in the heart of Giza. Okay. Here, all of the world around all the people around the world watched the two great events. That makes a global connection. The text frames these events as messages to the world, showing how Egypt amazed the world and welcomes the world to experience the wonders of its civilization. Over 1 billion people across 80 countries watched the gem opening live. When students see that people in America, China, and Europe were all tuned in the same time, they realize Egypt is the center of world attention. Okay, and also they realize or recognize that a famous celebrities or influencer celebrate the Egyptian style. That proves that their culture or our culture is a global trend setter. Number two, contextualized language and vocabulary. It means, how do you know, what do you know about this label? I think, you will understand that we will going to teach vocabulary and grammar through context or through themes, okay? Uh, Avoid long lists of definitions. Introduce new concepts through a story, a dialogue, or a real world problem. For example, teach grammar through a text about Egyptian climate change initiatives rather than through repetitive drills. Okay, here we have this desert wildlife. Before you start, under the following questions, two warming up question, then moving to the reading. Here, the title of the reading, read the following text. What animals do you think can live in a very hot and dry desert? We have here these words: amazing, adaptation, unique, harsh, balance. So, the traditional way of teaching vocabulary in isolated lists, it's not good for students. They couldn't understand the meaning. And if the teacher asks the student to put a word from the list in a sentence, his mind started to be frozen because he can't understand the meaning. He can't understand how to use it meaningfully. So it is better to teach vocabulary through the context. Here, ask students to understand the meaning or guess the meaning through the reading. When I read here, deserts may look empty, but they are full of amazing life. So students here trying to guess the meaning. What's the meaning of amazing? He trying to guess the meaning. He said, oh, maybe interesting, maybe surprising. So here the students move in two steps that we called code and decode. Code and decode, not four steps. Code, it means that he look at the word and try to decode it in his mind and release the meaning in two steps. But in a traditional way, when he just memorized the vocabulary, he this procedure goes in four steps. He took the word in English and tried to decode it in Arabic in his mind, and then find the meaning another way in Arabic, and then find the meaning of the second word in English, and then release it in English. So he goes in, or this procedure goes in four steps. But here we need to learn students how to guess the meaning in just two steps, code and decode. And also the word adaptation. Here, animals and plants here survive in extreme heat and dryness. Each creature has special adaptation to help it live where water is rare and sun is strong. So students here try to guess the meaning of the word adaptations. He may guess that this is an extreme weather, hot weather, and dry, and there is a dryness and rare of water. So adaptation may means try to live, try to find solutions to live. Okay. and also the word unique, harsh, balance. And then we conclude the reading with a message or a moral. Desert's wildlife teaches us to be strong, creative, and to live in balance with nature. And also for grammar for a purpose. The use of modal verbs. I give you an example about modal verbs. Must, should, mustn't, and the language in use sections is applied specifically to the context of museum etiquette. So when we talk before about the gem and the opening gem, and you know that we have to preserve our heritage because they are priceless and precious. Now we can use grammar in the same context. Okay, here choose the correct answer. We find here we must respect historical sites. It is necessary. So the students are going to know that necessary is must. Archaeologists have to protect ancient artifacts carefully. And use advice, should for advice. So it is not important to let students memorize the rule, but apply it in exercise or in context on a real life scenarios. Okay, scaffolded learning to independence. What's the meaning of the word scaffold? The word scaffold, if you look up the word scaffold, it means it's just a raised wooden platform. Okay, a raised wooden platform that attached to any building, carrying materials or workers. This is the abstract of the meaning of scaffold اللي احنا بنقول عليها السقالة يعني. Okay, but here in education, scaffold is a metaphor يعني كناية. It's a procedure that passed from explains step by step, gives examples, asking guiding questions, supports practice till the reach to independence. Okay. Now move from guided to independence. To independent, structure your lessons using the I do, we do, you do model. I do, clear modeling by the teacher. We do, collaborative practice with peers or teacher support. You do, independent application with the student tasks full ownership. Here, writing a travel narrative before you write. Let's get ready. Target language. Here, last summer, I went. It means I do. To the beach with my family. The weather was sunny. We swam in the sea and built a sand castle. It was a wonderful day. Then let students target vocabulary and reading the writing step by step. Writing tips here we have introduction, setting the scene and main events and conclusion. We have here the phrase before you start. Every lesson begins with a discussion to activate prior knowledge. What jobs or rules do people usually have in family before you start? Okay, then move to the reading and conclude again the reading text with a message. Every person in the Hussein family has a special rule, and this makes their home a happy place. Guided comprehension. Students use matching exercises and fill in the blanks to stabilize their understanding of new terms. Well, this exercise, the curriculum used to check the students' concept and check their comprehension. Exercises like matching definitions and filling in blanks build basic competence. Okay, lessons end with speaking, and here lessons ends with speaking tasks where students use the language independently to express opinion. Think, pair, and share. Okay, We will stop here on this phrase. Think, pair, and share. Think, it helps students think first. Practice safely in pair, and then speak confidently in front of the whole class or their classmates. Independent production. Continue our talking about speaking. Lessons conclude with speaking tasks where students must formulate their own arguments in pairs or group discussion, such as discussing how living things adapt to desert life. Here we have role play, group discussion. Task discuss how living things adapt to desert life. Use these guiding questions to help you. And here, speaking tips in order to survive, so and so. They have adapted by one way to deal with the heat is, and so on. And now, this is one of the main core developing of higher order thinking. Look at this picture we have here, the Bloom taxonomy. It's just a roadmap for thinking, helping students move from simply remembering facts to creating new ideas. You look at the three lower levels: remembering, understanding, and applying. Then here, our new curriculum helps students to move from this lower order to the higher order. The higher order, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Well, we can apply this, and we note it in lesson 4, story time. Students are asked to analyze the moral of a story and evaluate the consequences of characters' behavior. Critical inquiry, engaging students with critical thinking sections that require them to analyze morals and character behavior. Well, in critical thinking, moving beyond simple factual recall to train the brain to process information critically. Understand, not just memorize. Analyze information, asking questions, and think deeply. Students try to dig their minds deeply to find or to produce a logical response, solve problems effectively, and make decisions based on reasons. Express opinions clearly and logically. So students move from what to think to how to think. What to think to how to think. Therefore, builds independent, confident learner. And we can note that there are many styles of questions that when we see these questions, we said that this is a critical thinking questions. Begin with why. What do you think? How do you know? Or what is the main idea? What would you do? Here, story time and lesson 4, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Here we find here, before you read, discuss in pairs. Do you think people can really live under the sea? Why? Why not? So this is a kind of critical thinking question. Here students try to produce a reasonable response according to their own perspectives. Number 2, if you had the chance to travel inside a submarine, what would you expect to see? So these all, according to students' own perspectives, but in one condition, this response should be rational and reasonable. Story time, the golden goose. By the way, the plural form of goose is geese. Answer the following question. What qualities do you think make a person kind or unkind? Okay, this is a critical thinking question. students here trying to dig deeply and find a logic answers. Why do you think fairy tales after begin with once upon a time? Okay, can you answer these questions, please? Can you share with us? Why do you think fairy tales often begin with once upon a time? أي ممكن حضرتك نفتح yes. Why do you think fairy tales often begin with once upon a time?
القلوبية. القلوبية اتفضل. قاعة القلوبية.
ايوه القلبيه مع حضرتك سمعنا.
اتفضل. سامعك.
Well,
Okay.
first, we would like to thank you for your effort, Dr. Hala Abd Salam, Dr. Iman, and Your Majesty, for your efforts. So as to break the ice, of the new curriculum. It will know that practice and the training help us as teachers to dive into teaching, to focus and to follow teaching methods, interactive examples, and interactive activities. But
yes,
don't you agree with me that just a 2-hour session, 2-hour session is not enough to dive better into the syllabus, into the new curriculum? We want more training, more than one session, in order to dive better into the new curriculum.
Yes, I agree with you, and inshallah we will plan for another sessions. Okay.
We really appreciate your effort, but I'd like to tell you just one 2-hour session is not enough to clarify.
Yes, I know.
The new curriculum.
Okay, we'll figure it later. Okay, and we will find a way to make it more longer than 2 hours. Okay, but here I'm asking about this critical thinking question. I just want you to give me answers. Okay, why do you think fairy tales often begin with once upon a time? Oh yes.
الغربية. زحمة العسال. اتفضل.
Yes.
Okay, so we start normally we start fairy tales with once upon a time. I think it's a kind of a habit, or to give a sense of imagination, because normally we use once. But if we say once upon a time, we know it's a fairy tale. It's something for kids, something for children, something suitable for imaginary stories. This is normal in English. And I think using fairy tales is not confined to children or people or of lower ages, because it's beneficial for all ages. But it depends on the way we deal with the fairy tale itself. If we use it straightforward, so we use it for children. But if we use it for higher level of thinking, for critical thinking, for finding the moral behind the fairy tale, so we turn it a suitable text for intermediate, high, or even advanced learners of English.
So you agree with me that this is not a simple factual recall. It's a critical thinking response.
To some extent, I agree with you, but to some extent, we are accustomed to using fairy tales starting with once upon a time. But sometimes we can use it in every situation. Even if I talk to the elderly people, they may enjoy it.
But you give many perspectives about many answers. you said that maybe this is an imaginary story. Okay, you said that this is maybe refers a timeless, suitable for any time or any age, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, right.
Okay, so the answer is according to your perspective. Okay, thank you.
Presentation.
Uh-huh. And here, story time also, the Jungle Book. So, reasoning. We have here, let's talk in lesson 5 before you read. We said that students should be accustomed to use critical thinking way of thinking. So, connected with reasoning, it means that when he's talking about something, he should attach his response with reason. Okay. Here we find answer the following questions. What is your favorite rule you do at home? Okay. Here at this dialogue, good morning. This is a conversation between a boy and his mom. So his mom said, sure, mom. She asked him, good morning. Our family cleaning day. Let's plan our chores. Adil answered, I'll clean my room and make my bed. Okay. What about the dishes? Here, Adil asked, Mom. It's only fair. Good teamwork. And we find here a lot of phrases. And in the second one, here we find talking about job skills. Okay. If someone enjoy nature, they might become an environmental scientist. So what is the reason? Someone enjoys nature. Okay. They could think about public service. This is the reason. Working in community development. Then jobs in event planning or project management could be great to them. Here, if I were an explorer, I'd like to discover new plants and animals. So why he said, I want to be an explorer. The reason, because he wants to discover new plants and animals. Face many dangers.
Do things outside classroom. We have a student to be lead.
Excuse
leader
me.
in the
مش واضح يا جماعه الصوت مش واضح.
Yes. We want to create creative student, to encourage our student to create creative student to share in solving a problem globally and locally and globally inside our community.
Yes.
Yes.
The main core of the new curriculum is human development.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So this new curriculum is designed to go forward to this main idea. Okay. And here you have in the curriculum, think, bear, and share. This is
Yes.
a very important phrase.
Yes, not only inside classroom. We want to share globally. What's the voice?
Yes.
I want to listen to my student.
Yes, I said.
My student have a leadership inside their student and their community. What is this creative activities inside schools? It is absent. Yes.
Okay. Could you repeat your
Yes.
question, please, again?
Yes. Yes, my question again, I want to create an independent student who is able to be leadership inside their communities, to have their opinion, to share in solving real world
Yes,
problems.
and that's what our new curriculum is talking about, or introduce these ideas. Yes, We said that
Only
we enhance the ideas that we learn. We should teach our students how to be a global citizen.
yes,
Okay.
this is what I want.
How to
Yes.
be independent, not guided.
Yes. Where is this point inside our schools? I want to make our inside our schools,
This is
all our
these
inside
ideas
our
you
school.
will find.
Again,
No,
and
no,
give
you will
them a
find these
point of
ideas.
view.
Okay, you find these ideas through the curriculum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
No, another.
يعني انت رابط idea into real create project. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You
شكراً.
most welcome.
إسماعيلية. إسماعيلية اتفضل.
السلام عليكم هلا النجار محافظة الإسماعيلية. My question is about technical integration. You said that we teachers should use QR to bridge the physical textbooks and listening. And
Yes.
we haven't received, by the way, the books yet. But are listening tracks available now?
Mhm. Okay, you can
This is
use.
my question.
You ask about the
many
QR.
times. What?
You asking about the QR codes?
Yeah,
Listening.
Yeah. Many times.
Okay.
Many times teachers complain from this bullying.
Scan with your cell phones, okay, and then you'll find the audio. If it is something wrong, you teacher can read the script at the end of the book. At the back of the book, you find the script of the audio.
Yeah, they scanned the QR, but they didn't have anything.
Doesn't work?
The resources themselves is not found.
Okay. Gradually you will find it. Okay. And if this is an obstacle, we can overcome this by reading the script at the end of the book.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Most welcome. Okay.
في حد عنده أسئلة تانية يا جماعة؟ في أي أسئلة؟ لو حد عنده أسئلة.
خلاص كده. Waiting for questions, please.
في أي أسئلة يا جماعة؟
Good afternoon.
Okay. Good afternoon.
You have tackled the most recent trends in teaching English using technology, using critical thinking, and I actually thank you for touching these points. But we still have some defects relating to speaking and encouraging the student to speak. And I think that we need more audios and not just reading text that enhance critical thinking inside the curriculum. If we add or concentrate more time on the listening part so that speaking could be developed, I think that would be better.
Yes, we will figure out, of course. But I mentioned before that we should focus on the speaking activity. All the skills are integrated together, but focus on speaking, especially because this we are teaching language. It's not a subject to pass. So language means communication. So we need to enhance or emphasize on the skill of speaking. Okay.
I just noticed,
You ha-
yes, I just noticed that most of curricula depend completely on reading and speaking, writing, listening take a very limited part. And I think that listening is the main part of generating speaking.
Yes, yes, I know. I said before that they are all a closed circle, and
Yes.
we shouldn't skip one of them. Okay. We shouldn't skip one of the skills. They are all integrated together.
That's I want to say that we can make a table of specification or weight of the skills, and we can divide this weight according to not the importance of each skill, because all the 4 skills are important. We just have to divide the 4 skills equally in order to have a good result of a student who are able to speak.
Yes, and that's the rule or the main target of our dearest teachers. And we,
Yes.
all of us support you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. You have done a great effort, and we have benefited a lot. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
شاري مدينة نصر.
Hi, ma'am. Okay, good afternoon.
تفضل شاري مدينة نصر.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for your effort, and I just want to make sure that all what you said to us, as much as it's helpful, yet it makes sure that we all need the teacher's guide. It's a completely new curriculum, and there are a lot of points that
This is yes, I know this is the usual require the teacher's guide. You know that we just finished the curriculum, and this is not an easy affair. We just want give us a chance to hold our breath, okay? And then we will find a way to talk about this matter, the teacher's guide. And I think you are the best guide, aren't you?
Okay.
You are the best guide.
Okay, I know, but you know, we need all to be singing the same tune. Okay, so there are certain points that need to be clarified, certain points that need to be focused on, and certain points that we can skip or go through very quickly.
Yes. Basically, I understand you. Yes. Basically, I understand you, and I know that you want to have a hard copy with your hands to make sure, or to it's like a reference for you. I know. Okay.
That's very
Okay. We'll discuss this later with طبعا احنا يعني هنتكلم في الموضوع ده مع الناس اللي هي المختصة بعمل الكتب والكلام ده كله ان شاء الله. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
مدرس 6 أكتوبر.
Hi, ma'am.
السلام عليكم.
أكتوبر.
وعليكم السلام.
شاري
Can you hear
مدينة
me?
كلمت.
تفضل.
Yeah.
وعليكم السلام.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. First, we want to thank you for this meeting, and we know your efforts, and we appreciate it so much. But we have some things. First, we didn't have the books that we are discussing or asking them about. Am I right? We have nothing in our hands to discuss you. This is why.
Okay. Soon,
Okay.
soon you
No.
will deliver the books. Yes, soon
No,
you
you
will
know,
deliver the.
okay, just listen to me. All the year we don't have the books as teachers. They tell us you have no right to have the copy. Just we have it. We must take it as PDF. And did you
Yes.
did you get it? This is
Yes,
one.
I get. Yes, I get it.
Okay, this one. Number two, you are discussing us or asking us before teaching the course. Am I right? You should ask us about what's good and what's bad after teaching it. That's my opinion. Okay. Now,
Excuse
do
me.
you know now?
Excuse me. No. Can you repeat it? Repeat it again, please.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat myself again. Okay, you ask us before we teach the new course. Am I right? You're asking now. You're asking us now. We don't have the books. We didn't teach it yet. But after teaching it, you don't know what our opinions. Do you know? I think we should have meeting before and after. That's my opinion. To know what's good, what was bad. You know, you're asking us about. Yeah, this
Okay,
is true.
I appreciated your idea. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, shall I complete?
Yeah.
Shall I
Okay.
complete?
Continue.
Yeah.
Yes. Continue.
Okay. You know, as an old teacher, you know.
No. You look. No. You don't like an old teacher.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Okay.
Still young.
But
Yes.
you know, before we used to have dictionaries at school, especially secondary schools, and now we are making our courses better. So we must have, or in my opinion, it's not a must. That's
Okay.
just a dream or a hope that we must have at schools a copy of a good dictionary to learn students how to open it and how to use it and to improve the language.
How to look
We
look up. Yes.
have it as part. Shall I complete or have it?
Your library, school library, the school library.
Yeah, okay, or have it as a part, as an exercise in the lesson or in the unit.
No. Do you have any dictionaries in your school library?
Okay, we have, but we need it handed. We don't want it to student to go and he may go, he may not go. Am I right? We want it handed.
Now most
Thanks.
students use. Yes, I understand your point, but most students now using the AI to look up the words to find the information and
the
so
good
on.
ones. Okay. Sometimes they use good ones, sometimes they get bad ones. We should give them ideal ones. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. That's it's all in your dreams. Maybe they come
Okay,
true. And we use
I respect. No, I respect your ideas. Okay, thank you.
and I have a last thing. I have a request. Maybe I can have it or not. I wanted to meet you if you want and if you have time. Okay.
Okay. My
It's a
pleasure.
dream. You can.
No, it's not a dream. No, it's not a dream. My
Thanks.
pleasure. Anytime.
Yeah.
You
Thanks.
will most welcome. Most
Yeah, you're
welcome. يا حبيبي.
جيزة جيزة.
Okay. I'm pleased to meet you or see you. I have one question for you. I have noticed
Yes.
that there is some unnecessary content in the curriculum. How can it be treated?
Excuse me, can you repeat your question, please?
Okay. The question is, I have noticed that there is some unnecessary content in the curriculum. The question,
Yes.
how can it be treated?
Treated?
Treated.
Treat what exactly? Specifically, please. Specifically. Could you give me a specific?
Okay. How can we handle it?
Handle what?
Handle
Give me
it.
a specific thing.
Treated instead of handle it. The question again, how can it be handled or treated?
Excuse me, can you? I can't understand and hear you clearly.
Okay. The question, I have noticed that there is some unnecessary content in the curriculum. The question, how can it be treated or handled?
Oh, excuse me. Can you write this down in a WhatsApp or something? Because I couldn't listen you clearly. I'm sorry. Really. You can write it. ممكن يكتب على الواتساب أو
اكتب سؤالك على الواتساب.
طيب.
طيب حد تاني لغاية ما هو يكتب بقى.
ابو كبير. ابو كبير. هاتي لي سؤال تاني يا جماعه.
خلاص كده. اوكي. اوكي. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I appreciated your attendance today. Hope this session will be beneficial and fruitful for you. Thank you and see you next time.
شكرا جميل. قاعد كده البرنامج بتاعك. شكرا.